Joining me now is Alex Kantrowitz, big technology founder and a CNBC contributor. Alex, it's good to see you. It's like if he does the kind of tone you're talking about, it's also an acknowledgement of their stumbles, and they don't really seem to want to acknowledge that.
Well, I think they have to at this point. I mean, who are they trying to fool, right? Everybody who's watching technology, the entire market understands that Google's been slow here. So if they take this tone of, we are the leader, who's going to believe that? I think Sundar needs to come out really and say, we know we're in the fight, maybe not for our lives, but one of the fights of the generations in technology. And to do that, we got to get back to the roots of Google. We got to come at this with a startups mentality. We can't look at it as a big company and show the products that back that up. Without that, I mean, the market's already seen so much at this point. I don't think it's going to be fooled.
But that said, the shares are back above the level where they tanked on that early demo. They're up about 25% so far this year. And what if they kind of sit back and say, why would we chase this right now when it's developing so quickly? You know, why not just kind of wait a little bit, let the marketplace develop, and then be more strategic about placing our biggest bets?
Well, look, Google is a verb. Right? And the reason why Google is a verb is because people became so accustomed to using Google that they wouldn't use any other site. Right? We don't Lycos or Alta Vista today or even Yahoo search. We Google. And consumer behaviors are very, very difficult to change once you get them going. And when you think about the way that ChatGPT is making headway, or even Bing, right, what Google risks right now is losing that user behavior to its competitors. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It's a good point, right? Like, this is going to take some time. We already know, we know that Bing isn't overtaking Google overnight, but you do risk getting that behavior set, you know, in the hands of your competitor. And if you're Google, you just don't want that.
So looking through here, Alex, as we, sort of the nuts and bolts of what to expect at this I/O developers event, it kind of runs the gamut. Hardware announcements. This could be when we see that foldable phone, the Pixel Fold, Pixel Tablet, Android 14. Then we get into the AI stuff. Reportedly, CNBC reporting a large language model called Palm 2. Includes more than 100 languages. We could hear more about that. They also have MedPalm 2, which can answer medical exam questions at an expert doctor level and is accurate 85% of the time. So what other granularity, in specifics would you like to see here?
Yeah, with the foldable phone, I don't think it's really a needle mover. I mean, I think when you ask people, what do you want in a phone? The first answer they have is not, I want it to fold. I think there's a reason why the Pixel is still single digits in terms of market share, although it's been growing. So I think that, focusing on the traditional phone, is probably a better move than making it fold. But that could change. Who knows? There's consumer fads in consumer electronics. And then, yeah, I think that we're going to see a lot about the generative models. Now, they're, of course, going to talk about it on the developer front. It is a developer conference. But, consumers tune into this thing. So how is this going to change, for instance, the Bard product? There's been so many evolutions that have happened within ChatGPT and within Bing. And I really see this as a game of catch-up for Google, which is not where you want to be when you're a company of this magnitude. That's been talking about AI, by the way, for years. Every developer conference they've had has been all about AI. So I think it's kind of weird and very interesting that they have to come now and reassert their vision and try to actually play some defense in a game they're used to playing offense in.
Yeah, reportedly from that memo, one of the reasons why Google was kind of waiting to do more on the AI front, there are kind of 4 reasons that were cited, but one of them was responsible release. This concern about, the restrictions and the liabilities potentially associated with putting AI out there. On that note, Lena Khan was on Squawk Box this morning and said something very interesting about the liability that could be coming down the road for these AI models and their developers. Take a quick listen to what she said on Squawk Box.
These are new tools, but it's important to know that the existing rules still apply. There is no exemption or legal shield that AI enjoys. And so for the FTC, that means that our laws prohibiting unfair practices, deceptive practices, unfair methods of competition, discrimination, collusion, all of those laws are still going to be applying, and companies need to be on notice accordingly.
So, Alex, I wonder if one of the concerns, if you're Google here, is you go and you sort of put this out into the wild, are you setting yourself up for major problems down the road if it's not perfectly ready for prime time?
I don't think you're really afraid of the FTC. And, Lena has been on the tour now talking about this stuff. She had a New York Times op-ed. One of the things that I would like to see from her is more specifics about how she's going to actually implement these rules. And I don't think the vague threat of potential regulation, which Google has been under threat of for years now, if not longer, right? Maybe over a decade, right? The fact that this stuff is coming at Google, I don't think that's going to worry the company very much. One of the things she talks about is, if you scammer generates text inside a generative model, then maybe the generative model might be held liable. Under what rules and regulations? Like, are we going to start now to prosecute Microsoft for people typing up these scammer emails in Microsoft Word? I think it's just very shaky legal footing to try to pursue this stuff. And I don't think Google can really use that as an excuse.